Winning Blueprint presents. In the Lab. 5 minutes or less.
I had so much success with it before. I'm back with it again. 5 minute or less series. This time it's the schedule release 5 minute or less series. Welcome. I'm your host, Lou. Thank you for joining me here with the Chicago Bears in the 5 minute or less schedule release. Got 5 minutes on the clock. Let's get started. So the first thing I like to look at when I look at a schedule is primetime games. And we're talking about the Chicago Bears, one of the biggest brands in all of the National Football League. And so you know they're going to get primetime games. So you look at the schedule, they got 4. So you look at Thursday night, week 6 versus the Giants. So you're at home, got the Giants coming to Chicago to Soldier Field in week 6. That's going to be a big matchup. You look at Sunday night football, you got one of those as well. You got a week 3 matchup at Pittsburgh. That's going to be a huge game early on in the season. That's going to be a statement game. What are the Bears going to do on the road against one of the perennial powerhouses of the National Football League in the Pittsburgh Steelers on the road on Sunday night football? That's going to be huge. You look at Monday nights, you've got 2 of these tilts. And we know we're going to get some form of Green Bay, Chicago in prime time. Whether it's Thursday, whether it's Sunday, or it's Monday. Well, it wasn't Sunday, it wasn't Thursday, so you knew it had to be coming on Monday. Thus, week 9 at Green Bay, you got the Packers on the road. Huge matchup. Again, you let a game slip away last year from the Packers. I thought early in the season, Packers were on the ropes. You went into Chicago, you played really good defense, special teams let you down, and you end up losing to the Packers on the road. Here's a chance to go into Green Bay, find a way to win. You want this division, you got to take it from the Packers. A way to do that, go and beat them in Green Bay at Lambeau Field. You look at week 14, you got Dallas at home on Monday Night Football this time. Last year, you had this same Cowboys team, but you had to go to Dallas. You beat them up, so it really didn't matter. This time, they're coming to your place. You got the Cowboys on Monday Night Football. Got to take care of business the way you did last year. We'll see what you do in week 14 versus the Dallas Cowboys. So you look at divisional games. Green Bay, and you know that's going to be your nemesis. You can't sleep on Minnesota nor Detroit, but you know if you want this division, you got to go through the Packers. Week 17, you're at home against the Packers. That could be for the division. That could be for the division. If you're the Bears, you got to be salivating looking at that matchup in week 17. You look at week 9, we just talked about it, on the road at the Green Bay Packers. That's a primetime game on Monday Night Football. You look at Minnesota. You got these guys week 2 of the season at home. Got to take care of business in the division if you want to win this division. Minnesota coming to your place in week 2. You got to go to Minnesota in week 13. Late season matchup. Got to find a way to get the Vikings on the road. You weren't able to do that last season. Detroit got them at home week 10. You got them on the road in week 4. So again, another early season divisional game. Got to find a way to get it under your belt if you want to take this division away from the Green Bay Packers. You look at anomalies. And I call anomalies anything that stand out in a schedule. And normally, it's 3 straight home or road games. It's 3 out of 4 on the road or at home. Or it's 4 out of 5 on the road or at home. Now, 4 out of 5 is an extremely rare case, but there are some teams in the league that do have to endure a grueling stretch of 4 out of 5 on the road. Now, at home, you love it. 4 out of 5, that's great. However, you will pay for it somewhere down the line on your schedule. You look at the Bears, they have one of those extreme cases of the 4 out of 5 anomaly on the road. So they have an away anomaly. 4 out of 5 on the road, week 12 at St. Louis. That's going to be a tough matchup. You look at week 13 at Minnesota. That's going to be a tough matchup. You look at week 15 at Cleveland. That's going to be a tough matchup. And then you go week 16 at Philadelphia. You don't know what the Philadelphia Eagles are going to be. That could be a really tough matchup, or that could be a team in free fall mode. You just don't know what the Eagles are going to be. But nonetheless, that's a tough stretch of football. 4 games out of 5 on the road. Going to have to find a way to get 3 of those. If you want to win this division, you got to have 3 of those. So take the one at home, find a way to get 2 of these, split 2 of these road games up, win 2. If you drop 2, you'll come out of this thing 3 out of 5. You can't ask for much better than that if you are the Chicago Bears. That's a tough stretch of football. So you look at your bye week. It's week 8. That's a solid bye week. You'll take it every day of the week. You look at a Cotsy game, and I call Cotsy games circle on the calendar games. For me, week 17 at Green Bay, there's no doubt about it. That's the one that you circle on the calendar. That could mean everything for your season. Looking at your schedule, you look at the timeout. Every team has a timeout just about on their schedule. For me, 4 out of 5 games on the road late in the season, that's a tough stretch of football for the Bears. That could be the defining stretch of your season. It's going to be tough. You hear that sound in the background, that means that was the Chicago Bears schedule release in 5 minutes or less.
Five minutes or less.